Hello everyone, welcome back to some more PTU madness. As you can see, we have Lesk in a radiation suit, and things have changed in this latest build of the 4.2 PTU, as I'm sure you may have read if you've been keeping up with it. The Apex Valakar is now in, so the giant worm is now in, so again, if you aren't that fussed about looking at the content yet, then be aware of spoilers, because there may or may not be some, depending on what I can get up to. But yeah, this is the one of the suits anyway, so they have fixed a fair few issues with these. So this is the granite version, so you can see it's got like this beige colour to it. It has a beige backpack as well. However, if I spin Lesk around, you'll see that instead of the beige backpack, I have this gaudy, tacky, awful backpack instead. And if I press I, so you can see at the bottom of the flavour text there, it says the Granite Edition uses blacks, beiges and greys inspired by dark stones and excavated rocks. This one was looted from Dr. Jorrit's office, which is the doctor's office in the Pyro One facilities. However, it's now been replaced with an even better looking one, I understand, when I was talking to Mr. Kraken and Citizens of the Verse as well. So he's got a very cool looking radiation-y looking one, like a proper like hazard suit looking one. This backpack, however, I found in a loot box around one of the facilities, and as you can say, or rather as you can see at the bottom, it says the Olympian edition melds gleaming yellows and golds with a subtle hexagonal pattern completed with a reflective visor to create an almost luminous appearance. So that would assume that the visor at the top here is going to be reflective and you can't see the person inside. I would assume that this means that this is going to be a sub-flare item, so we're going to get sub-flare versions of these radiation suits, which isn't a surprise really. So it means you won't have to do a little bit of legwork to go and get one of the radiation suits if you don't really want to. They're not hard to find at all, so the standard one is worn by all the security personnel, and then there's a few flavour versions of like this granite one. There's one with a yellow chest plate as well. There's a few of them kicking around. They have fixed being able to keep weapons on them, so in the last build it was broken so that you couldn't keep weapons on the backpacks. Now, as you can see, I can. I also have one of the shotguns. So this here is the new, I can't remember what it's quite called actually. Is it Prism? I think it's called Prism, isn't it? Yeah, Prism Bone Dust. So the skin is bone dust, and the weapon itself is called the Prism. So this is the shotgun, so I'll just let some rounds off. It's single click to fire, it's not when I hold it down and it just blast away, it's not auto. You can see it overheated there. These, as far as I can tell so far, from my experience and what I've seen, these can only be found in Dr. Jorrit's office on the Pyro One facility, and I've only seen this skin, so this like pinky skin to it. I'm sure there'll be others, but that's the only one I've found. I have a couple of these now, and they do take their own ammo cartridge, so you have to buy specific ammo cartridges for them. I don't know if they're in the shop yet. I'll assume they will be by the time the patch goes live. I don't know. But they do look very cool. They are supposed to have a slug mode, as far as I can understand, but pressing the change fire key doesn't really do anything. So I can press B for the alt fire, and it's not giving me another thing to do it, so it's just the spread shotgun at the minute, as you can see. So yeah, a couple of things to note in the new build whilst I've been playing it. So I'm going to go for an adventure and see if I can see either a Valakar corpse or get involved in a fight. I have a couple of clips that I'll probably put over where I saw the calling tower, which is the tower where you put the egg inside, being used, and it didn't attract a worm, even though I ran around for a few minutes, so I was a bit disappointed. So we'll go and see. It could just be a big melee PvP deathmatch down there. Yeah, I'm still not happy that it's going to be a PvE activity, which is fun, but it's behind such a massive PvP bottleneck again. I'm really waiting, like a lot of other people, for the Area 18 sewers. That's going to be like the instant content. I don't mind PvP, but it is rattling on now that we've had lots of these intensive PvP events where even, as I understand it, the first kill of the Apex on the PTU was Mr. Kraken and a Citizen of the Verse and a load of other people grouped together to do it, and then Shadow Moses turned up and basically annihilated everyone and took the kill for themselves. So PvP gonna PvP, you can't really complain about that, but at the end of the day, people's hard work as such getting trounced by a few people turning up is very disheartening, and I can understand why people are getting very annoyed by it, even though this is only the PTU. It's going to be a clusterfuck on live, isn't it? So I'm going to show some clips, and then we're going to see if we can go and get involved in some Valakar action. So this here is the infirmary on the facility on Pyro One. Each side has one, and as you look through the window from the infirmary into Dr. Jorret's office, which is next door, you can find the code to his office by using the two numbers that are highlighted on his periodic table. You have to look at the numbers of the elements, and then that's the code that you can put in to get through the door.
This facility is not currently in operation. Unauthorized access is strictly forbidden.
And this is where I found the granite suit that my character's got on at the moment. So the granite suit is in the corner, as you can see, and the Prism shotgun is in the weapon rack next to it.
This facility is not currently in operation. Unauthorized access is strictly forbidden. Unauthorized access is strictly
And with that lovely bugginess out of the way, because this is the patch where you couldn't put weapons on your backpack, so your character is just dropping them, we'll get into the meat and potatoes of this video and my other visit to the Pyro One facility. If nothing else, then Pyro going to these places, Pyro One, which as I understand doesn't have a name yet, is still very, very pretty going into these storms. It's surreal. Like for instance, we are coming into the daytime one now, and even when you go under the cloud cover of the gigantic storm, it's still pitch black. I'm doing this in a Raven. Just lately I've been doing it in an Asgard with a Nurser in the back, so this could be a mistake, we'll soon see. Oh, I actually blacked out. I'm a bit too quick. There we go. It's like just entering another world with the weather. Rain. No Idris this time, it's a bit of a surprise. It does appear that the desync seems to be a little bit better as well. The desync trying to play over on was absolutely horrendous. I have to wait a minute for a shuttle because the shuttle journey is long. It's about a minute or so. I haven't seen many ships coming in this time. Normally you see quite a big ship graveyard. That looks like it might be one over there. Oh no, that's a dead Apex Valakar. Oh, we'll have to have a look at that then.
Shuttle is approaching station.
That's a Pisces. How did that get there? security about again. So as you can see, really easy to get the standard Sterling suits. The security are everywhere. The only problem, of course, is that they are only 25% armour. They aren't fully armoured. Let's go and have a look at this thing. Oh, it just looks ridiculous. So I will put a clip in if I haven't already. Oh god. Need to run, need to run, need to run, need to run. Trying to talk. Can't use that one. Need this one. There we go. Leave me alone, please. I'm trying to talk. So I will put a clip in of the calling tower. So this is the calling tower. Once you've got the egg, you're supposed to bring it this way. And the music's already kicking off in the background, even though the apex is dead. So yeah, you bring your egg specimen. Oh my god, that thing's enormous. Here's some of the adult Valakar. So as opposed to the juveniles we've seen around Daymar, these are the irradiated adults. Yeah, you can grab a fang look. A little bit of desync. That's enormous. So if it doesn't disappear before we get there. So yeah, this is the calling tower. You bring your egg specimen to here, and you shove it in here, and in a minute, as you can see, it's got a cooldown. So it's saying it's about 2 hours. So it doesn't seem like this has been used that long ago. Oh god. It really is like Shai Hulud, isn't it? Radioactive Shai Hulud. The only problem is I'm going to get really hot. I should have gone into a room somewhere really and tried to cool off a bit before I came out here, but never mind. Still some adults kicking around, and it looks like fangs. God damn. I do have my tractor. As you can see, 50 kilo irradiated Valakar fang. Jesus. He got big mouth. Climb up. Not too much because of all the gravity still. It seems like these are the fangs that we can pull out. We want to see if we can see, like, pearls. So these must be the spots, I assume, where the pearls and things are. What's that on the floor there? Where is that? Babby Valakar. So yeah, like where these bulges are, I don't think we can do anything to pull them off, no. And then weak spots on the sides. So cool. I'm looking forward to fighting one of these. I think these big yellow areas here, these like abscesses, are where the weak points are that you're supposed to shoot it when it's time. Oh, I need to get Lesk back inside, she's getting a bit hot. Oh, I see Valakar, they aren't going to be happy to see me. So we basically have this giant open space, this giant arena for Valakar combat. Are they spitting at me? It's hard to tell. Once the apex has been spawned, you can see the lightning lighting up the mountains and things around us for the combat once this thing has been called. But that's very impressive. We'll come and have another look in a minute once I manage to cool down a little bit. There we go, as the ominous music still kicks off. Thankfully there's a little hub here that's right near the calling tower that you can come and hide in to call back off, and it takes a few minutes. But standing out there for 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, and your character already starts to overheat. And of course this entire area is radioactive, so you need one of these suits. Either that or you need heavy armour. I think heavy armour gives you 15 minutes of survivability, could be wrong. But yeah, this is not a nice place to be, given the rain and everything. So we'll go back and have another look. We'll not sprint. God, it's so big. I wonder if I can climb the tail. So, spoilers, you couldn't climb the tail. The whole creature was like Alfred and you just ran through it as though it was an invisible object. So, obviously, there's still issues with it. I imagine they're probably going to do a couple more builds with bug fixes and hopefully fixes for the desync before they do push it as we go into June. But either way, it does look very exciting. It's just a little bit disappointing that it's a PvP event. But I think it's worth noting for the sake of the story, both for this little story arc in itself about this research company and what it's doing with these Valakar, and this ongoing storyline that we have with the regen crisis. We know from some of the data files that there's going to be some like cross-server event, kind of like Supply or Die, that is going to involve the regen crisis going forward. We just don't know much about it yet. But we do know that this company, this ASD research company, is trying to use these Valakar materials in some way, as well as the Copians and the different life stages of the Valakar, to try and solve this regen crisis because they think they have an answer. I'm going to do another video. I think hopefully it will be one with me tackling the Valakar, maybe not on the PTU, we shall see, just depending what's going on with the desync and how my time shares go when I'm playing Star Citizen. But more about the story, because I do have clips of what's going on, but I need to go around the stations and look at more of the entries on the computer screens and things, just to dig a little behind the story about it, because when you do dig into it, you see that whilst we are fighting an apex Valakar and it's meant to be this big nasty thing, you also need to remember that Pyro One and the environment where it is not its natural habitat. This has been brought from somewhere like Monox or Daymar, and it's been hatched and grown here, which is why it's irradiated. These apex Valakars are essentially sick. They're not at the top of their game. They are easy to kill. That's why they're here. They're raising them and killing them so they can get the materials from them and try and use them to fix this regen crisis. That's the whole ethos behind this storyline, is that these Valakar are supposedly easier to kill because they're not in a natural habitat and they're weakened by all the radiation that's been going on. I do love digging into the story, so again I'm going to go back to the facilities on Pyro 4 and go and dig into the storyline a bit more with the audio clips and the screens and things, so that might be my next video, but I thought you might like to see that. In the meantime, this is just some more lovely Hathor PvP content that's been going on that I thought I'd use for a little bit of an outro. But yeah, hopefully Valakar fight and some lore behind what's happening in this next build that we're getting in all this June patch goodness. So thanks for watching.
I see a Pisces.
Thanks for watching everyone, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please give the video a like and please subscribe if you fancy sticking around. If you're new to the game or haven't made an account yet, you can use the referral code on screen, also in the video description, to give yourself some in-game credits and give me a little boost as well. See you in the next one.